over the Austin GP's version of the thing which we do every single race, it seems, where we just review every single DNF that happens in the race. First one today, Charles Leclerc. Okay, time to just zoom forwards to where he DNFs. From almost the very beginning of the lap, he just stays just a little bit behind me. So there I am, and there he is. Then he goes for the overtake, which, as you probably know by now, is a risky move to try and do. This is what he sees from the cockpit. So first of all, he can basically never see something from one half of him. And so as he tries to go past, he doesn't notice that I'm not ready for that. And he gets DNF'd. Immediately after what we've just watched, Esteban Ocon goes out. So I'll just leave this out of your way, and then we can watch. So there's Leclerc over there, and then there's Ocon. Now you might be wondering what just happened, so I'll just pause it and show you from a different angle. This is the camera from Norris's perspective. He sees Leclerc go off, and then he's hit by me. He tries to come back on the track, does not see Alonso coming, and then just Ocon coming, and then just blocks him, causing him to hit the wall and lose his tyres. This is from Tsunoda's perspective, and they all can't really tell what to do due to the fact that all of the carnage is going on, and he hits Ocon too as well. Anyway, I'm now going to go and do the next DNF. A bit like the last one, possibly almost identical. The next DNF to happen after Ocon is Latifi, meaning, yeah, he can definitely reunite with his teammate. And I'll just skip to where he goes out. Right, so he was at the, basically the back of the pack. But anyway, he comes down here, but he can't stop in time to avoid this. And so I'll quickly show you what happened there. I think it also included Yuki Tsunoda here, I'm not certain. No, it didn't, everyone's still there. But anyway, that's how Yuki went out. And then possibly he gets hit again, I'm not sure. Oh, well, we don't get to see. I couldn't figure out how that crash happened, so I just went to the next crash, which happens in between laps 3 and 4, where Max Verstappen just gets hit off. And I'll do it from his perspective. So here is his perspective, coming out of the safety car, and he's ready to now go and overtake. He just activates his button, but I don't really want him to try and do that. And so, yeah. He just gets overtaken by the entire safety car pack. Right after the Verstappen DNF, we also have a bunch of other DNFs, Bottas and Alonso specifically. So after I slam Verstappen in the wall, we come up and we see that's Bottas over there, and he gets left behind. But what my angle doesn't show you, but Bottas's can, is that he doesn't actually go out straight away. He gets hit by one Fernando Alonso. This is a view from behind his car, but you see, he goes off, and then when he comes back on, Fernando Alonso hits him. Oh, and then Nikita Mazepin hits him, and so does my teammate. Yeah, that crash was a bit violent for him. Anyway, because of my teammate hitting him, and then getting hit from behind by George Russell, he ends up just slowing down, so if I just speed it up, you can see he just gets overtaken during this new safety car. And then he drives off the road to DNF. Next up to DNF was Sebastian Vettel. Also, you can see that massive smoke stream my car is making out there. Anyway, I'll just take us to the DNF, I think. It should be on this lap, but I'll just pause it just in case. Yep, it was. Just after I paused it, this happens. So basically, we see Stroll behind him, but Vettel just gets DNF'd. The recording from behind his car sees a bunch of smoke obscures his vision at one point, and then I just come into him while his teammate goes scot-free. Next up to DNF is Carlos Sainz here, which I think is a bit sad for him because apparently his career is in jeopardy. I don't know. Maybe after this gets recorded he gets moved to another team or something. But anyway, he's the next DNF. But I heard... Anyway, he's the next to a DNF, so I'll just skip forward to where he DNFs. He DNFs here on lap 5. And he's in first here, but I still just... By lap 5, we already have only got 12 people that are going to finish. Which is just kind of strange to think about. Anyway, I'll skip us forward through the safety car because he still does DNF here. Also, you can see my smoke bubbles that are coming out of my car there. And now I have caught up, and if we just go here, because of my catch-up technique, I just swerve around my nose into back of Perez's car, and then spin him off the track. Also, for some reason, here Sights does not want to overtake me, despite the fact that I overtook him. I don't know why I like doing that, but I do. Anyway, his crash should be around here. Yeah, I catch up to him, and then I should hook onto the back of his car, I'm not sure. Oh no, I just go into the side of him, and that's how he's out. It turns out I think I was wrong. Anyway, you can see that I'm hitting him, and then he gets swerved into, and now he's stuck. And then when he thinks there's no cars left, he reverses and gets back on the track. I don't know how he gets DNF'd then. Like, if we press Y, like, there's not really anyone that should be able to, like, unless he's got, oh, he's got engine troubles. Never mind. Okay, that's him down. Next up, we have Mick Schumacher. So I'll just quickly skip to his DNF. His DNF occurs on lap 7. I don't know where on lap 7, but it does. Anyway, Mick's just swerving in front of Stroll and I believe Antonio Giovinazzi, I'm not sure. Anyway, now I'll skip into lap 7 where he DNFs. Okay, I found it. And now, at this point, I think, like, basically most of the entire race is just here. Like, most of the drivers are just here, side by side. Anyway, there goes Mick. And here is Mick. And there goes Mick. And while it isn't a DNF, I just thought it's interesting. After I DNF Mick, I just try and shove off, I think, Russell. And it ends up nearly DNFing both Perez and Russell. And yet, like, Russell got onto the podium, I think. And so did Perez. I'll just go and check. Russell and, Russell and Perez both got onto the podium. Anyway, next up is Juliano Lacey's DNF. But first, we're just going to watch him go into the pits here. Because it's fun to watch him do it. On go the tires, and away he goes. And now we're in the safety car, I believe. And we've caught up to me, so the DNF's probably going to be close. I realised I was on the wrong lap, so I've decided to move forwards again. And that's how he goes out. Let me just show you again. From behind the car we see I'm playing around with Stroll, I think. And he just accidentally drives into the back of Stroll. Now we're on to the final 3. Pierre Gasly, Lewis Hamilton, and myself. And so I'll skip to Pierre Gasly's DNF, as his was first, followed by Lewis's, followed by mine. Here's what caused it. I ram him into the wall and he goes from 6th to 9th, which is last, and then he has to go out and DNF himself. Next, we'll go to Hamilton. Right, so we're at Hamilton. Sorry, my tongue got tied there. And I will now take us to where he DNFs, where he accidentally rams into the back of me, I think. I know, I remember him hitting the back of me while he was trying to lap me, so I'll just go there now. The third of the last 3 was on lap 10. The second is on lap 14. He goes from first to third, and then last afterwards. Here it is from the TV pod. He goes into the back of me, and then he just can't see anything, because his tires block his view. Now here it is, seeing the car you're wanting to lap. hit you, block your vision with both tires and air. Now it's time for the last DNF of the race, mine. For this entire race I've been spewing out smoke, not thinking of it as a big deal, because the gearbox was just a bit orangey coloured. But now I realised it is a big deal, because when I DNF'd, my engine was red, or my gearbox, whatever was spewing the smoke was red. And so as I was going forwards, my engine eventually cut out on me. And because it was complete terminal damage, I couldn't complete. Now, yes, I knew that probably would going to happen, like I couldn't refresh it again, because the last time I had terminal damage was before I even started recording YouTube videos. And that was for a Singapore Grand Prix, where I hit a wall and had no suspension to save me. There we go. It's time for my DNF. Which is there. As you can see by my DNF, it's nothing to do with any other cars but mine. I just drive forwards and slow down to a stop. And then if I bring back up these statistics, we can see that while it isn't as good as most of my racing, like it's not as many DNFs as usual, it's still a hefty chunk. 22 down to 7 never finished, meaning 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 were the only finishers. And one of them's Antonio Giovinazzi, just like the last time, just like one of the first times we did this, when he was like one of the only 5 finishers, along with myself, Alesi, Daniel Ricciardo. I think maybe it was Joe, but I think I kicked out Joe by that time. And the last one who survived in that was Stroll, who also survived. So 2 of the original 5 finishers, I think, from the first one I started talking on, they're still there. So hey, that's kind of cool. Time to say goodbye. And so, yeah.